There's a woman who's gone viral. Oh, this was sad. Chaos with Camille, I guess, is her handle. She went viral for explaining why she is divorcing her perfectly nice husband whom she loves.
Earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay? I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. And that is probably the reason why I have not left. Okay. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met, right? Which I don't know if anybody's are. The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3. And I still don't know who I am.
Okay. I was going to stop and start. I was going to examine. I'm like hypnotized by this woman's nonsense because it's so sad and it's so typical of our culture. She says, yeah, okay, I'm going to get divorced. I've already gamed through all of it. Who's going to get our 3 kids? 3 kids? This horrid woman, this horrid, wicked witch. She's going to do that to her kids for no reason other than that she feels like she's missing something. What is she missing? She can't tell you. What is her husband not providing? She can't tell you that either. He's great. She loves everything about him, but she just feels like something's missing. So she's going to ruin her kids' lives. She's going to ruin her husband's life. She's going to probably even screw up the dog a little bit because she just feels like there must be something else out there, right? This is the imagination of man's heart is evil from his very youth. You know that line right after the flood of Noah and then the water goes away and then Noah starts sacrificing animals to God and God says, oh, right, the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. That's what that is. That's even, I mentioned on the show a week or two ago, Drew Clavin's favorite joke, the orange for a head joke. I won't retell the joke, but the punchline is a guy has an orange for a head because he asked for it, and which is about the perversity of man's heart. That's it. This woman self-sabotaging, saying, you know, my life is just too good. There must be something better. There must be. This is truly awful, but it's how a lot of us think about relationships and even up to marriage. And I'll give you a very practical tool for avoiding this. Go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles, Knowles. Summer is here. Nothing beats firing up the grill with your friends and your family, but what might shock you is that over 85% of the grass-fed beef in the U.S. stores is actually imported. That meat on your barbecue, it could be from anywhere with questionable safety standards and hidden additives that you can't even pronounce. You might be making pangolin burgers for all you know. That's one reason to switch to Good Ranchers right now. You know the other reason, the best reason to switch to Good Ranchers is that it is the best meat you're going to get, period. It's just the tastiest, most delicious meat. And it's shockingly inexpensive. I don't know how they do it. That CFO must be balding and ripping his shirt every day because it's just such a great product and the price is so affordable. Every single cut, beef, chicken, pork, 100% American sourced, born, raised right here on local family farms. No antibiotics ever, no added hormones, no seed oils, just pure clean meat that tastes incredible on the grill. Great, beautiful chicken nuggets, no seed oils in them. Good luck finding that. It's just unbelievable, folks. I had a Good Ranchers New York strip the other night. It was better than a steak I had at a steakhouse a few days later. Much better, actually. Right now, go to goodranchers.com, code Knowles, $40 off plus free meat for life, because the moments that matter deserve meat that is made right. Good Ranchers, American meat delivered. If you make it all about you, something like this is going to happen. If you make it about not you, it's less likely to happen. If you make it about God, it most likely will not happen. It almost certainly will not happen. And in fact, it's within your power for it not to happen. You understand the distinction? If you make your life just all about you, if you merely go back to, if you live in 2020 liberalism, where it's just all about me, and my identity, and I can redefine reality, you're going to do this stuff. If you even go back to 90s liberalism, which is about, I'm going to live for me now, man, and I'm going to pursue my interest economically, politically, personally, sexually, whatever, any of these things, then you're not going to be satisfied because you're not enough. You're not sufficient. Your heart is longing for something that it will not find in a temporal and material world, because you are not merely material. Your intellect is not material. Your intellect is immaterial. So you're grasping for something that you cannot grab in a temporal and material way. So you're always going to be unsatisfied if that's where your aim is. If you make your relationship to your husband, your relationship to reality, about something other than yourself, if you make it about the other person, that's better. But ultimately, you have to make it about God. Because only in God, who is unchanging, who is eternal, who is spirit, who made you, who for many, many reasons, only in God will you find your peace. Only in God will you find the satisfaction for the longings of your soul that cannot be satisfied in this world. And then you'll stay in your marriage because God told you to. And then you'll actually be happy in your marriage. And marriage here is just one example. You'll be happy in your work. You'll be happy in your suffering even, because you will be binding yourself to a God who suffers for you. This is the big shift. And this is also why, I guess the theme of the whole show, this is why 90s liberalism is not enough, because 90s liberalism was just before that new atheist movement. You saw a massive decline of religion in the 1990s. It's not going to work. And we can't just go back to the 80s, greed is good, Gordon Gekko, and we certainly can't go back to the 70s where we replaced religion with drugs, and we can't go back to the 60s where we replaced the Christian age with the age of Aquarius, and first of all, you can't go back in time, period, but you can recover things that existed in the past that don't necessarily exist now, and we got to dig a lot deeper. It's not, we have to stop, especially on the right, with this notion that we've just gone a little too far. We just need to rewind 5 or 10 years. That doesn't work. It's not that we've gone so far. We've gone like 500 years off the rails, okay? And so we need to dig fundamentally if we want to recover a good civilization that isn't literally dying because of a declining birth rate, because of a declining marriage rate, because women like that horrid witch decide to abandon their husbands because they just feel like there's something else out there. It's an illusion. It's glittering images on a screen. Knock it off. That was a great clip. Now stop. Ring that bell. Subscribe. We'll see you next time.